What is going on, YouTube? It is Devin, the day trader, back with another stock review. Hope you guys are doing well. As you can see from the SPY, we actually ended up gapping above the high of yesterday, which I don't think anybody saw coming. Really surprised me, but the fact that we are selling off today isn't too surprising. We ended up filling the gap. Oh, this isn't the SPY, that's the Qs. Anyways, yeah, still the same thing with the SPY. We gapped above yesterday's high and then sold off. Filled the gap quite nicely. I'm sure we're probably going to grind higher as this sort of looks like a double bottom down here. I personally probably won't be playing that, but if you want to, that was a great retest right there off these two candles right here. And chances are we probably trade up a little bit higher before fizzling out and going sideways for the rest of the day is my best bet. Again, another green day for me. Still not really where I want to be in terms of overall profits. Waiting until midday before I actually take a reversal trade or just a trade in general is really limiting the amount of profits that I'm able to snag, because basically all I'm doing is I'm just picking up the crumbs from the movements earlier in the day. But the funny thing about today and yesterday is that they're the same exact dollar amount gain. So I guess I got that going for me. The win rate in June is phenomenal at the moment, being about an 80% win rate in June just by itself. If we go over to my trading stats here, I'm at 7 wins and 5 losses since I moved my money over to Tastyworks. And I think my account is only down about $50 now since switching to Tastyworks, which is crazy because if I was still with E-Trade, I would have probably been down another additional $250. So we're slowly making the gains back. I should be getting a $45 check in the mail soon for some promotional offer that I enrolled in, and they send us like $45 checks every month. So once I get that, I'm going to deposit it into the brokerage account to get me back up to $3,000. So I have that going for me. Accuracy right now is phenomenal. I'm finally starting to see winning trades, so that is what I'm most excited about. Still got a little bit left to go until we recoup from the May losses, but I mean, basically if I get 2 more solid trades in there, I'm good. Building up a tiny cushion on the month, I still got to be wary of how I'm trading because one max risk and I'm basically wiping all of that out. So I got to start taking a more careful approach to what I'm doing because I don't want that to happen. So the trade that I took today was bearish, and instead of it being on the SPY today, I actually took it on the Qs. So if I replay that from where I saw it, it was right about here. So not much happened the first 30 minutes in the opening markets. I didn't really know where we were going to go. I'm not too sure if we were going to bounce off of yesterday's high before going higher in the day, or if we were going to come all the way down, retest this, and get some form of reversal. So really my options were open, and honestly, even though I did get a win on the trade I took, I am not too proud of it because I think I was more or less acting on emotions and the fear of me missing out on some giant move downward, that once I seen something that looked on the bearish side, I just ended up taking the trade. So not recommended, but I mean, it did work out for me. It's okay to get lucky every once in a while, and I'm not saying that today was luck, but chances are it probably is. So when I was first pulling up the Qs, we were kind of stair-stepping lower all day, getting some nice pullbacks and then making new lows. So what I wanted to do was, when we got this bullish candle right here with all of the extra volume, as you can see, that red candle before didn't really pull that much volume in, but the next green candle to form definitely brought in some buyers. So once this candle formed, I was originally looking to get in under that level right there, but it was still relatively early in the day. It was about 10:35, so I didn't know if we were going to start making some higher lows throughout the day, so I kind of just avoided that, and I wanted to wait a little bit longer. So the next candle that comes in is right there, increasing volume, and at this point I started to feel a little bit of FOMO because that would have been a perfect execution if I did get in right there. and then again another candle, retesting off of the 100 simple moving average on a 5-minute chart. So again, I was looking at it at about 184.40, and we just got to move down to 183.70. So I was like, man, I saw the trade, I just didn't pull the trigger, so I'll wait for a retest. I'm going to look for something like this, pull up to this little baseline right here, and then I'm going to wait for a move lower as such. So if we continue playing out the bars here, the next candle that comes in, looks like we're starting to get the retest, another bearish candle, a sort of bullish candle, a bearish candle, and then this is the candle I entered in on right here. Again, if I wasn't trading off of FOMO, I wouldn't have probably ended up taking this trade because the 100 simple was holding it up quite nicely, and it looks like that we're starting to get some sort of base down at that level. So what I ended up doing was a little bit more on the aggressive side. I took the trade at 184.01. That was my entry. I pushed my stop. I think my stop was about 185.20. I'm pretty sure. The trade I ended up taking, or the option I ended up taking, had a 16-cent delta. So meaning that if I ended up getting stopped out at with my 120 stop, I would have lost about 25 bucks. A pretty conservative option because my stop was greater than normal. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to lose 50, 60 bucks on this one particular play. So I did play it a little bit safe, especially considering that we were down at the low of day. So that was my entry right there. I think it was 11:14 Eastern Standard Time. So the next candle to come in kind of worried me a little bit. We broke above the high of the previous bullish candle, so I was like, great, it's probably going to reverse, and we're probably going to go higher and test the high of day before rolling over. But luckily for me, the next candle that came in changed my mind completely on how this position was going to act. Because if you erased all of this right here, this is kind of like your morning star reversal or your evening star reversal in the middle of the day, even though not really. But you got a nice strong bearish candle that closed under this bullish candle right here. And that bullish candle had quite a bit of volume. You closed under this bullish candle right here. Again, even more volume than the one after that. And then even this one right here. So we really closed below all of these three bullish three green candles with some immense volume. So I started feeling pretty good. Really my ultimate target on this, I actually did have a target. It was down towards this gap fill. I wanted it in the middle of that candle, which was the close from yesterday, because I wanted my original target at 183, but then I was like, well, technically the gap fill that you could look for is at 183.30. So I just kind of put it right in the middle, and I was like, I'll feel it out when we get there. So another gorgeous candle to come in, a little bit on the lighter side of volume considering the last candle that we got. But it was nice because we got that close underneath the 100 simple moving average. So I was feeling a little bit more confident at this point. If we continue to play it out, the next candle that come in, gorgeous volume. And then the next candle to come in, consolidated, before heading back up. I think I actually did end up getting out at about 183.30 because I don't remember holding through this reversal. I mean, I could have. Let me play it out a little bit longer. Okay, so maybe I did. I think I held through that chop. All I know is that I got out around this level for my $11 profit before commissions. So I played that pretty well, I'd say, considering that it was originally a FOMO play. Like I said, sometimes you get lucky, and the next trade that you gotta take, you just gotta remember that you can't outsmart the market, and that's something that I gotta keep reminding myself as we are on an 80% win rate for June. I don't want to get too cocky and bite off more than I can chew. So we're probably gonna continue taking it slow, continue taking trades that I like on the patterns, and yeah, I mean. What I tell you, that double bottom seems to be working out pretty well right now as we are going higher, close above the neckline right there. So that would have been a nice trade if you got it in above the neckline at 183.26. I mean, you're already at a 40-cent profit. And it looks like that we're going to tap off the 100 before maybe reversing lower again. So overall, that was my play on the market. Something that I want to show you guys that I almost decided to take is a trade here on BABA. And I bet you guys already know what I'm going to point out here. A beautiful evening star reversal. I almost took this trade, but when you're looking at BABA from the daily chart, I mean, this is a stock that has just been absolutely hammered. If we auto adjust this again, from the highs back at the beginning of May to the lows that we just experienced at the end of May. What is this? Sorry, 1 second. Price range, there we go. It's about a 25% drop. And we were also hovering above the 200. So I didn't necessarily want to take this trade for those two simple reasons, but it would have ended up working. You got your nice bullish candle right here, followed by your bearish candle, and then followed by another bearish candle right there. I think it closed at the low of that bearish candle. But nonetheless, I mean, it was still a gorgeous play. The volume was increasing on the candle that completed the evening star reversal. Just a really nice increase in volume that actually beat that green candle right there. And this would have been an easy trade. I can set it up for you guys just so you get better clarity on what I'm talking about. So the close of the red candle right there would have been your entry. Your stop would have been above the high of day right there. And then ultimately, depending on how you wanted to take this, your target could have been at the low of day right there. So this is a trade that would have worked. It would have worked better than my trade on the Qs, seeing as we got basically from 165 down to 163. And all in all, it was just a better risk-reward trade. But I'll catch it next time. It's okay. There's no point crying over stuff that already happened in the market. So that was another really good, phenomenal trade. And other than that, I don't think much else happened. I almost took a trade on Apple, but as you guys can see here, we're kind of just sideways on Apple. Not much going on, kind of moving at its own pace. So, yeah, other than that, I'm feeling really good. I'm finally starting to get the perspective of what the markets do and how they move. And I've been trading for about, I think, 3 or 4 years now. So the fact that I am finally starting to see clarity on setups and taking winning trades on my own is phenomenal. Again, I'd still like to see some bigger wins, but I'm not going to complain. A win's a win. I just got to be more conservative coming up on the week's end here so I don't take one trade that wipes out my entire month. Anyways, I think that is going to be it for me today. Like I said, I mean, chances are we probably do pull back, retest that 10 EMA before contesting all-time highs again, unless something critical comes out in the news that tells us otherwise. Or, you know, this could be the bounce right here. We're at a pretty nice support level. If I just draw that line right there at 288 and make that a support resistance line, we're sort of at a support line. I mean, some choppiness right there, some choppiness right there. All of this is choppiness. So I guess we'll really see what happens. But all I know is if we get a nice gap below the low of today, and if we have a nice upper wick that forms today, and we close around about 290, I think it's possible that we see one last move back to the 10 before ripping to new all-time highs. But I guess we'll see. Anyways, that's it for me today. If you guys liked what you heard, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as I'm going to be trying to pump these review videos out daily, not only for you, but for me, as I get to look back on my trades from the day and judge them from a third-person perspective after taking the trade. Also, if you learned something new, make sure to like the video. I love teaching you guys something new. If there's anything that I could do different to teach you guys better, or if there's any way that I could have taken this trade on the Qs a little bit better, to maybe hold for a little bit longer to capture in this move right here, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. It'd mean a lot to me coming from traders who have a little bit more experience in the day trading game than I do. And if you guys have any stocks you want me to review, drop those down in the comments below, because I want to get some more variety on the channel rather than just the same old typical stocks that I trade and review every day. So that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.